Oh, how the table turns as Mirage is now in the books. And Odense, you were on your feet for Astralis this entire time. And boy, did that ever come true. They were there. They did grab the W in the second map. And now we have a big series on our hands looking ahead into what will be the third map. Before we get there, we should probably start to talk a little bit about some of the ins and outs here, guys. Jacob, right off the top, hell of a game from Glaive.
Hell of a game from Glaive, and not only Glaive, but also Sipnix coming in with some very heroic plays, showing why he is applying for that clutch minister position here in Denmark. He is definitely doing his job right there. I think it was a great start from Liquid. They came out hot and blazing. They sort of carried on the momentum from Train, but then some great calls come in from Astralis and Glaive, as you said, Sipnix, as you said. You know, they came in, they showed why they are as good as they are.
Yeah, I think Zipnix was definitely the hero within that T side, right? He didn't have that many kills, but his impact, you know, being the closer on a lot of rounds, is something I want to point out. And we actually get an opportunity to do that here with the Telestrator. This is a great call that I think came in from the side of Astralis. This is early on in the piece. You can see the scoreline 4-1. This is a quick B play. It's more of an explosion, and they know because the utility is quite low on the side of Liquid. I want to point out how close this gets, even though it's a good call. So we can start playing this here. And this initial duel, I want to just point out the dink that's come on here onto Magus. He's been dropped down to low HP, and he goes on to have a lot more impact as this one plays out. You can see over here on your screen, the rotation is already on its way, and a big flank from Nitro is going to come in at this point as well. So we can start to play this out. The reason I like this call is because it takes advantage of the utility of a team like Liquid in this position, right? They know what they can do. Naf's still a nuisance in all of the flurry and fray, but this is where Magus has 2 big kills of his own, and then the awareness in this post-plant situation attests to what you were talking about, Jacob, the clutch minister, Zipnix coming in with the clutch. Because right now, they're between a rock and a hard place. You've got over here towards Apps, this is where Nitro's coming in, and you have over here over towards Kitchen, this crossfire setup, and Astralis players don't know that the flank's coming in. So we can play this out, and this is just the class, you know, they're playing off of each other, and this run kind of kick-started Astralis' run, Jacob.
Yeah, and it's one of those scenarios where I feel Astralis are showcasing time and time again why they're the best team in the world at doing these 2-on-2 situations. Right. The communication, the fact that they play off each other, and even though Magix is low HP, right, he's still making himself valuable in this clutch scenario. He's making it easier for his teammate to get it done. So Astralis are just on another level when it comes down to clutch, narrow clutch situations.
Right, the real intricate parts of what a round could play out to be. I mean, these guys have the ability to be adapters for all sense of the word.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Like when someone is dropping the ball, when someone's not doing their job, we saw in this game, especially on the CT side, Glaive picking up the ore, but I was like, what's going on there? And Jacob, you seem to have the answer for that one.
Yeah, he's the type of in-game leader who likes to take charge of that. If he's feeling that one of his players is not having a great game or not doing his job perfectly, he would not be shy to go in there and do his job for him. Tell him, you know, we saw the DCS finals again, where he was, I think it was against MIBR and Overpass, where they weren't having a good CT side. All of a sudden, Glaive is the one AVPing on the CT side, taking care of that, you know, and getting the job done. He's so versatile, and he's not a leader that is shy of taking that responsibility upon him.
It was kind of like all of a sudden we saw 30+ frags in his pockets. Yeah. It was a pretty wild and fast transfer there. But in terms of impact kills, we also saw a lot of other players come out from Astralis as well. Dupree would be one that comes to mind.
Yeah, doing the AWPing duties as well on that CT side, right? So this all leads to one thing. And I don't want to be the guy to point out the elephant in the room.
I can do it.
Go for it.
Device. I mean, he's not showing up at all.
Yeah.
And that's a problem right now. I mean, he is arguably one of the best players in the world and has the potential of claiming the spot as the best player in the world, and he needs to step it up in this grand final. It's not good enough. I'm not gonna, again, you know, we're not gonna stand here and neck down on him. You can have a bad map or even 2 bad maps in that regard, but we need to see some more of him. We did see a few clutches coming in at the end, and we did see him fired up a little bit, but we need to see more of that. Otherwise, again, you know, you have Nafly playing up to his best, you have Elise showing up in the first map as well. It's gonna be a tough fight for Astralis if he's not coming in.
Right, he's coming in with about 51 ADR thus far in the series. Not looking so pristine, but perhaps it will be a quick mental change for him as he looks to get ahead of Liquid here in this third map. And when it comes down to the mental aspect of the game, Astralis are known for having all the tools needed to get this lineup exactly where they needed to go and point them in the right direction. And one person helping them do that will be the sports psychologist. We're going to check in with them now. James Banks is down on the sideline.
Astralis managed to even it up at a 1-1 scoreline, and I've got the psychologist last with me to discuss exactly how they're feeling, what they're going through, this kind of momentum for the team, because map 1, right, it's a map they would not normally have been expected to play. They lose it, but now they come back into the second and they play their A game. They play up to standard as what we expect from Astralis. So what's going on in their minds right now?
And the mindset, I mean, after map 1 that we lost, it's all about getting rid of the disappointment and then refocusing. So it's not just about forgetting what happened, but try to discuss and place it. Because if you place it, and then you can use the space for refocusing with all the energy and the focus on here and now. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Now, there's a lot on the line for Astralis, right? It's 1 million, it's on home soil. It's also the prize pool of the actual event itself. It's like 1.25 million to walk away with. How do you prepare them mentally of like, because this is the biggest you could try and win. How does that all work?
Well, we talked a lot about that, especially at Desnes. But it's very much about the mindset. And the mindset is that it's just try to create the mindset, and the mindset is something you can decide yourself. So that's the way you attend a problem or challenge or something. So we work very much with this mindset of it's just another game. It's just another tournament. It's the same opponents and so on. And I mean, well, it seems that it works right now at the moment. Yeah.
It certainly is working well right now, but looking at this team, right, they have been the #1 team for an incredibly long time now. This has been very difficult to stay at the top for any team in the past. Is it the kind of the way they treat themselves physically and mentally that's enabled them to be able to keep doing this? Because they seem unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very, as I call it, a very clever team. I mean, they learn a lot, and we try all the time to improvise, also mentally, also strategically, and so on. So, but it's the whole way around. I mean, Refresh, together with Casper Witt, it's all about it's the mental side, it's the technical, tactical development, it's the physical development, and just to earn 1% here, 1% here, 1% there. And this, as you rightfully said, we've been on the top for quite a long time now. So it's also about the mindset, because climbing up takes one mindset, but staying on top calls for another mindset. So that's what we're working about.
Well, so far, so good. It is certainly working. Lars, it's brilliant to speak to you and have an understanding of how these players are feeling and what it really takes here. But it's impressive so far. Let's see if they can get it done, and I'm sure you're confident they will. Astralis, they've evened it up 1-1. We're going on to the next map. Can Liquid bounce back, or will Astralis start to walk away like we've seen so many times?
Yes, indeed, and we're going to have to check into our next map. He said they're a very clever team, and they're going to have to continue down that path, looking ahead into Inferno, their map pick, so they should have that little bit of ease going into it.
I think we can probably talk about the evolution pretty much off the bat of this matchup, because we've seen them play Inferno so many times against one another. Yep. Even in the group stage, this is one of the maps where we talked about banana control and how that's going to factor into the rest of the game quite early on. So I actually want to get on the telestrator here and show you how that scissor, paper, rock, or how the exchange of utility has been playing out, because one team is always going to be looking for the counter to the way a team approaches it. So what I just want to point out first and foremost is Xyp9x and Glaive are the two normal B players. They grab two players in support from time to time. It doesn't matter who. Let's go with Device and Magic's Boy. And what they do is they feign that normal banana control. They're going to throw the bottom of banana smoke. They're going to have the two Molotovs in the regular positions, and they're going to have the flashes and nades, normally the HEs, over towards the log position as well. But what happens is these two players throw those grenades, and then they rotate all the way back towards the A bomb site. That allows the two players stuck over towards the site that I spoke about earlier, Xyp9x and Glaive, to use the same utility again. Because the team of Astralis were the ones who actually came up with lobbing this smoke to stifle the banana control for most of the teams, and then they push up when that's starting to dissipate. The problem here is Astralis are one step ahead, and they have that second wave. They throw a second wave of the Molotov, the two Molotovs, the two nades, and the bottom of banana smoke. So now you have players trapped in banana ready to get control, and Astralis are one step ahead with that utility.
And, you know, Jacob, just as a testament to what they use for utility, this is a team that is hailed as one that can stretch utility out for the duration of a round, and especially if you're on your T side, you might not have any map control by the end of it all.
It just goes to see how far you can get if you actually prepare properly, right? Because Astralis, as they said, you know, in the interview here as well, they're trying to gain that 1 or 2% on their opponents, and this is an area they have had focus on. Sonic came into a practice environment, said, all right, guys, we need to do more damage with the nades, sat down with the team, figured out a few hours, you know, how we're going to do that, and all of a sudden you see Astralis being the best team in the world, utilizing their grenades and doing the most damage. So if you really do put your focus in towards certain areas of the game, you can improve and you can, you know, narrow it down and make it very efficient for you, and that's exactly what Astralis have done. They're not only changing their own game style with this, but they're also changing the opponent's game style. They're forcing them into situations and forcing them to do plays.
Making them uncomfortable.
Making them uncomfortable and making sure that they're not going to be able to play their own game, and that's super, super annoying.
One of the other notes that I had from the semi-final, the group stage matchup between these two teams was that we still have the setup with Nitro over towards the B-bomb site with NAF, but Nitro wasn't using the secondary AWP due to how proficient the banana control was from Astralis on their T side. So that's something else to know if they want to change that up at all, because we do have Taco now playing the Arch side, Elige crossfiring with Twist over towards Pit. That's been a relatively recent change for Liquid. It's only come about in recent times. So I'm going to be curious to see how that plays out, because they can get bullied on those B hits.
Well, they might get bullied around here on this map. It just depends what team is going to show up here on Inferno. Will Liquid finally be tired of catching L's? This would be the time to turn it around in their favor. Looking ahead into the third map, it's going to be Inferno. It's going to be Astralis versus Liquid in this best-of-5 grand final to remember. Let's go and bring the commentators back in the fold one more time. Odense, give me some noise for Henry G and Sandicast.
It's return serve time. Both have broken the other on the respective maps. We head on to Inferno. Astralis has been extremely successful here, but go to the major. Liquid beat them on it. They've given them runs many times while starting out on the CT side.
Absolutely true. This should be another close affair here. We're going to see Astralis on the T side. They've got 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs. Looks like they're focusing towards B as well. Early smoke deployed. You get them close towards a banana. You can see it lands right in towards CT spawn. That's actually going to lock the CTs out of the bomb site completely. This is looking incredibly efficient here, as Nav has to go for the boost and at least find 1 kill here to stand a chance. The bomb goes down in the 5-on-5. I don't see them standing a chance of retaking this.
He didn't hit the shot he needed to. Zipix gets away with it and falls back in toward the emo position. Bomb. Mentioned already planted. Zipix trying to get elevation as well to see above the smoke. Glave's got Magist to play off of. They're playing the wings very aggressively at this point. The perimeter being held. 2 toward CT, 2 toward Banana, 1 at Ruins. Twist, good entry. Actually opens up Banana. Now that's a problem for Zipix, who has to get off Orange. 2 low on HP, but somehow runs by Nitro and hits the shot. That means he can disappear to Ruins and be a factor as time goes down to the wire. Taco's going to tap this, and his teammate's hunting. He's not in position to actually trade this out until now. He just gets back in time, but they're both lined up. Twist gets the shot back. Does he have the time?
That's enough.
I don't think he's got the time. 10 seconds, and Zipix once again somehow slips away.
He's done it again. Zipix had 1 objective there at that peak. Stop the diffuser. If he did it, there wouldn't be enough time left. An excellent attempt there from Liquid. It comes down to a 2 versus 1, but of course, it's the main man. Zipix gets 2 kills, and it comes down to all 5 kills found, but no time left on the defuse. Twist didn't have the kill, although they did have one on the floor somewhere on the map. And it will be 1-0 Astralis here, but there is going to be a force buy in the second. Now, this is a very common trend on Inferno. It's one of the few maps you'll see this. Almost every single team force buy in the second, because CZs, some smokes, and a rifle, it seems, to Twist as well, is enough to actually win around here. If Astralis can win this, it's going to be a guaranteed 3-0 coming in. They have got the advantage, but Taco, he'll fire off the first shot and actually hit Dupree down to 58 HP. So back to the default. It all slows down. You see Liquid is playing a very standard setup here. 2 middle, 2 B, 1 holding the apartments.
Device. Good time as well, Nitro. It's pretty close. You can see the residue from the wall when the bullet lands just to the right of his head. Certainly was close. Clearing of the apartments. Standard port of call. Smoke down early. There's a minute and 8 still, so that's all they've really got to work with. And Naf actually shows his hand that the SMG's on that side of the map. Just like that, they rotate off of it. They want to go find pistols instead. Now, he has plan in that, because if they go over thinking there won't be another weapon, we know that Twist, as he often plays toward the pit, does have the Floss. Arch clear instead. Smoke down front library. Nap spraying once more as revealed he's rotated. It's Zipix that wants the entry. Arguably the 2 best pit players in this game, by the way. One being Magist, yes. The other being Twist. And Twist is going to let them go out because he's got the rifle. Wanted to reset his aim, wanted them to be there when he could. AK picked up Elige. He's going to spray, nearly gets both. Zipix tagged. He's on 4. This is winnable absolutely now for Liquid. Bomb to be planted default. Slow pace, no need to push through the smoke right now for Taco. Wants to get Nitro in position instead, but Zipix wants to give himself the best chance possible. Balcony in the open position. I thought maybe he would play door and try and peek this 1-by-1 to, again, win this on time.
I agree. The fact they've got no kits here, you can almost guarantee that, but it's an open position. It should be punished at this point. They know where he is, and down he goes. Maybe wanted to play inside the apartments there, but wanted to be up close and personal, bring it into a 1 versus 1, and it will be a successful second round there for Liquid. A 2 players surviving as well. AK-47's picked up, and Astralis presumably on the force buy in the next round. It will be the defuse round confirmed. Astralis giving up way too much, executing towards A, and the trades come through, and that's why we force buy in that second round, because the CZ at close range, if you can make them commit and have a decent crossfire on the A side, it can be incredibly successful, as you just saw. It was Twist with the only rifle to open things up, take the aggro away towards the pit, allowing Elise to stay passive on the side. And as you can see, they're actually working in tandem there. 3 players making sure that that's a winnable situation. And Taco just has to hit 1 bullet, gets it through the clip of the wall there. And indeed, the force spike comes through from the Danes. They're going to have 2 UMPs, 3 CZs. Not as exciting as being on the CT side. We'll see whether they can make this possible.
Pistols 3-2 in this series so far in favor of Liquid, but the first time we've seen a second round win. Nearly saw one on train for Astralis, but it was recovered. Check inside of the smoke for device. Glaive along with him will grab the bomb, and they'll rotate back off, try and slow this considerably, force buying in naturally as you would do to try and break back the money. Twists with the smoke down inside of apartments, actually wants to get a little bit more aggressive. Bottom of alt mid, starting to reveal that Astralis all on one side of the map. Should be an eruption toward Twist's position. Not playing down below, not playing on the railing either, just to note. So it's not like he can fall off quickly, which gives the Pistols a bit of a chance if he fumbles over his steps. The flash goes high. It's too high, though, for Twist. Doesn't find the first, but backs off accordingly. That's the problem. He gets stuck on the railing. He can't jump away. Thankfully, Taco's up to the task, and he'll hold off the site, but not the plan. He should be able to get that. Glaive, Taco down. This is a 2-on-2. Bomb's still inside a pit. Glaive didn't pick it up. I take it back. It's on top of the balcony. I thought it was down below as well. He now realizes it. Has to go get it. Throws it to his teammate to try and speed up the process. 1 HP.
Wow. Well, that's going to be the bomb planted here. CTs do have the kit. 1 flashbang. An advantage with Glaive being so low for them. 1 HP. He sits in the pit, but they sit in the crossfire here. Can they make it work?
Flash high, Nitro goes in pre-aimed and ready to clear the box position. Glaive again has that 1 HP. You have to find him though. Edge of this pit position. They weren't careful. Nitro's gun could have protruded out, but it's going to be Liquid again, winning it out, controlling the situation, keeping 2 alive, and this will leave Astralis with very little money, so a chance to really stretch the legs early, but potentially up to a 3-1 scoreline, maybe beyond that. I shouldn't say beyond that. The money's actually better off than I expected with the bomb plant.
There will be Astralis here with no option but to take the eco. They have been broken down. Liquid holding strong there. It's always a difficult affair to take Astralis on when they've got the CZs. They've got utility. You can see Nitro just has to go with a wild pre-fire on the bomb site through the smoke. And Glaive on 1 HP didn't really stand a chance there. They don't really have much here on the T side. Just some upgraded pistols as a leash. He loves to do this, get stuck in, right down towards those T steps. He gets the first headshot to find Magisk. And does he want to go any further? That is entering the Lion's Den. But more than capable of taking them down. He's going to be finding device there with the second frag and actually farming $1,200. So absolutely well done by him. 5 versus 3 as Dupree tries to pull back at least a kill.
Lee's just staring directly into that position though. He's not going to have any rite of passage at all. Ooh, even expecting a flash. Nav tag. This is pull Elise back toward the stairs. Let's get 2 and then couldn't quite collect on it, Dupree. With his menacing deagle. No one even wanted to challenge it. Away any further guns. 3-1 is the score. We said that was likely to be the case. No bomb plant this time. Still enough to buy, but a bomb plant would have put them in a position where an op certainly was a... They could still buy it, but it was not a problem in terms of going glass cannon or limiting themselves on utility. T-side of Inferno, it's not necessarily required.
And with the way things are going so far in this series, maybe Device isn't feeling it, wants to stay on the AK. But that's maybe a good thing on Inferno, because 5 rifles, very effective. It's difficult to make the T-side all work. I don't think we'll see it many times in this first half. We will see, though. 5 rifles on either side, no snipers to be seen, and a fast B approach from Magisk. Can he negate the grenades? That's the question. Flames all around and has to extinguish the deeper one as he waits for the CTs to push. Waiting to see if there's any sort of opportunities there. The grenade might do a little bit of damage towards Nitro, doesn't quite connect. Bomb still down in T-spawn as his battle continues towards B. Magisk trying to control the area, but there's 3 CTs on the other side.
Magisk already opened up, aware that they're close based on trajectory. Ready there for to fire, but Naf with the trade. Trades certainly do favor the T side, however, because this thins the defense, and they've already started to preemptively rotate off this, trying to strengthen A. Very, very passive position as well for Naf. No one even in B with a minute to go. They think they've got a read on Astralis.
Plenty of time. 3 smokes here for Astralis. They could smoke it towards A and fall back, but this looks like the full commitment. Now 2 players on the site. They've got no one in the pit whatsoever as they now are isolated. Taco boosted up, trying to get this next frag. We'll see if it's possible. Absolutely not. Dupree and Glaive go to town, but Twist is there, tucks in the corner. He'll take down the bomb, but the trades are just too strong, and that's the advantage of the 4-on-4 coming into play right there. Nafly certainly capable of pulling this one off. He's going to have a 1 versus 1, make it 0 as he pulls it off. Absolutely amazing from him once again as he gets 3 frags in the round. It was back and forth, but the 2 versus 1, he manages to take down the players defending the planter, and at that point it was game over. It'll be Liquid extending their lead 4-1.
4th round Wasp bonus, no plants. Pistol's really only thing available to Astralis in this if they want a better buy in the next NAF. Saw that opening trade, but it's the rotation that was key. Clutch inside of it as well. No bomb is so important, and Taco's aware. Double hog, Elige Nitro.
And that's just Naf doing what he does best here. He's been excellent in this tournament. Before coming into this series, he had 6 1vx situations go in his favor, number 1 in that rating. So good to see him continuing with that form. As we'll see, like he said, the 4th save loss bonus come through. A slight investment with the pistols. They managed to get an opening kill, but it's answered back. They managed to steal away the M4 as well as they head back towards B. There's only 1 player there, so this is still dangerous. It's just going to be Nitro. They're holding the coffins. That's such a strong spot. They have to hope this flashbang is perfect as he lines him up with the Orc. He should be getting multiple kills here. Gets the first one, no problem. Deploys the flashbang and waits for his teammates.
And for Device at coffins. And advantage to Liquid Kits on 3 of 4. Device will position himself at pillar, wants to get an off angle for the deagle shot. Nearly got a chance on to Naf. He gets him. Naf couldn't find the shot in return. He gave Device too many cracks at it. A 3rd is a charm. Boost for Glaive as well with the M4. Wants to make sure he spots them working in from Ruins. And Device sitting still toward Emo. Could actually catch them out. Perfect position from Glaive. They could pull this off from a man down without weapons. It's Device in the corner to get the last kill.
They make it work. It all comes down to that first interaction. The CT's overextending and offering up a rifle there. If they only had pistols, Glaive wouldn't have the opportunity to really be boosted up and look so powerful. What a great call that is. Isolated by the smokes, they boost behind it, and they get the frags and take the attention away. It's Astralis right back in this now. It goes 4-2. As we'll see, Nafly purchased the AWP. It's going to be a mixed bag, though. CZ for Twists, MP9 for Nitro, Taco with $1,400. They're at absolute breaking point there. He opts for the Deagle armor. 1 kit available, but Naf, he will not be defensive this round. I assume he goes towards B and maybe tries to find that first pick. We'll see if that's even possible for him. He hasn't got the best spawn, but he is going to head towards that B bomb site, I would imagine. And it all comes down to Device. The last frag as a big victory. You can see what it means to Magisk. Money right back in their favor. They'll stick to the 5 rifles, 2 M4s in their ranks, and an AUG as well.
Similar start now to what we had on Mirage, the exception being that the pistol did go the way of Astralis. It was an eco afterwards, but 4 in a row and a chance now for their money to be stolen back by Astralis. Yeah, that jubilation from Magisk certainly suggests they feel this game. It's not, I know the sports psychologist said just another game, just another tournament against the same opponents, but you can tell there's a lot more to this. Nade for Naf. Nasty as well. He gets down to 47. This is off now toward Coffins instead. They actually smoke aggressively. Counter Molotov. This will allow Naf to rotate around toward New Box. That was the intention, to give him some veil to try and reposition, but they read it. Device, he's able to take the shot down. MP9 can't do much from the top side of Coffins. And Astralis are sitting pretty. Taco's overcommitted. He'll go down. The other 2 are trying to save. It's going to be the round to Astralis.
Clinical stuff there, didn't give up much at all, just a little bit of HP. Device with 2 frags, Magisk with the 3rd, and Twist and Elige with nothing to do apart from save that all. You can see what Liquid are going for. I expected a bit more aggression there from Naf. He holds defensively in the corner, can't find the shot, smoked out, got naded as well. They tried to address the issue by smoking into the bomb site, allowing them to access the positions like Emo, maybe the Fountain as well, but it was a little bit too late. Astralis already made their way on the site, and they're going to find the penultimate kill here. That one doesn't matter too much, but this one does. They want to take the AUG out of Elige's hands. It's almost certainly going to be done. The question is, can he find multiple kills before he goes down? It doesn't look like it. 36 HP, and they're surrounding his position. He will be dropped, but he gets 1 frag at least. Is there anything else to be said here? He sits in the smoke. It's getting a little bit awkward there. Are they going to find him? There it is. Finally, it comes through. No knife, but they'll get the frag and have 4 players survive. That's another eco situation for Liquid here. That was the force buy with the AWP. The rifle really didn't work out for them whatsoever. And we go 4-3 here. Not really much point in the tactical timeout. Not really much can be said at this stage because you haven't got the money to really invest with anything. You're at the breaking point completely. There's 5 USPs. Elise will bring out a P250. That's the most they can really invest into this round. It's got to take it easy and allow Astralis to tie things up here.
So a bit of a passive stance by Liquid, stacking up over toward the A site with only Naf on B means that Banana's wide open. Device has immediately identified that. Themselves up for a quick little execution and let Device go first. The other 2 willing to wait and see what his reconnaissance yields. Naf, the only one there still spraying into the smoke, has a bit of a rotation on his way on his side for Taco, but site cleared. He'll be comfortable entering. Ooh, Dupree. But 13 as he crawls back into the underpass. That fight less of a problem than what's going on in B. Zipix through the smoke. We'll find out where Nitro is hiding. And it's Device to get Taco. They've stayed efficient. They'll lose 1. Whether or not they even lose the gun from that up for debate as Elige will pick up the AUG. He might get away. Smoke down still. Bomb planted. They don't want to overcommit to the chase. So the AUG that's changed hands a few times comes back over to the CTs.
So far, so good. Astralis keep 4 players up. That's going to be their 3rd round in a row. Remember, they won the pistol, lost the subsequent round after that, and actually gave away 4 in total. But now everything's seeming stable. They've got enough money to bring out the orb. With 1 player down, they might consider it, but I don't think so. Just from the trends we've seen so far in the first 2 maps. This 3rd one, Inferno, we definitely have to give it to Astralis in terms of expectations and what we've seen historically. But right now, Liquid, this tournament have looked their absolute best. 2nd map, though, the adaptation, the improvisation from Astralis was amazing to watch. The fact they could change things up and still look so convincing, taking their main AWP out of the equation was something that's going to be difficult to replicate. That's such a ballsy call to make, and it worked out for them. As Liquid buy up into this round, man, they've got a shotgun in the hands of Nafly, and 4 rifles to be fair, but it's bare bones utility for them. As we'll see whether they want to get aggressive here at all. They certainly do. The flashbang comes in. It's absolutely perfect. It's Elige to mow down 2 at the beginning of the round. So good at that AUG and gives them a perfect advantage here. 5 on 3 right at the beginning of the round.
Excellent start. No damage done onto him either. His Device clears out, but Naf just barely close enough to make that Mag 7 work. Gets the headshot with it as well. Needs to go toward the barrels. He's comfortable to stay there. Owen's on behind. Now he's got to make a decision. He did hit him for almost 50 HP at that range. While jumping. All right.
Yeah, he'll take
Someone's prayed to the RNG gods today. Owen's off to Taco. He's the one inside of the pit, interestingly enough, this time with Twists. Looking to hold off toward the arch, so slight change for this round. For whatever reason, that's what they've decided to do. Twist elects not to swing. Taco finds the angle on the hay bales. Twist checks the wall now realizes they're already in. He'll continue to rotate around, get behind Magisk, and he needs to be aware of that as he backs off with the bomb. He's going to walk to his own certain death. As it is Liquid to find 5, they take back the lead and they hold on to the money this time. Remember, it was 6 rounds in a row for Astralis on Mirage, so this time a little bit different, and maybe that's what Liquid need to keep the money in their favor. It was this round where essentially Zipix shut down the 1 on 4.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Liquid have looked amazing in the aim duel so far, but this teamwork is absolutely fantastic. The fact they had a shotgun and bare bones utility, they're trying to make Elige be a little bit more proactive at the start there. Flashed over, absolutely perfect flash, just to know. He gets 2 of those kills, and then Naf with the shotgun, he really makes that weapon work. Upgrades to an AK now, as the money's still okay for Astralis. They have maybe 1 more buy in the bag, as they receive nades at the start, but not too detrimental. It's just Magisk that goes down to 87, as they do get B control here. But here's a nice adjustment here. Taco making a bit of a play, boosted up, and he can see the flashbang ready to be deployed by Elige. This is a lovely little setup. So it's all about the AWP above. Taco trying to take the attention away, and once he falls back, that's when the flash is deployed, and hopefully Elige can spray them down once again. Who this time is actually on the M4. 3 players towards B, but they won't be committing anytime soon. You can see the bomb still down in T spawn. Dupree in his standard position. Liquid aware of it, smoke him off. and send him packing towards the apartments.
Smoke in toward Coffins early from Glaive. No commitment on top of it. Counter smoke to device, and it looked like he wanted to creep in, similar to what we saw when they were on the anti-force buy. Nitro Boosted will avoid Molotovs, keep that in mind. Snaf, flash as well, just using everything that they have in their power to hold them out. There's a secondary flash as well, still on the belts of Nitro. But that's all that remains for utility on the B side. Meanwhile, push up aggressively, 3-man toward Arches and Elige. He goes into Boiler, but it's Dupree just around the corner that could actually be the menace in all of this if they're slow to rotate. The fact that Elige gets high, top, alt, mid means that he has nowhere to go. Catches him off, Andy's gonna be quick on the rotation, but quick on the take of the site. It's Device and Magisk.
Absolutely perfect. You can't even consider this retake now. Your two key players of the B bomb side taken down. Astralis confirmed the round with 2 frags only. So nice to watch their approach, their timing, making sure they're covering every single position. You can see the teamwork and communications are spot on. They know which areas they need to focus on, and they get both kills with no real response there whatsoever. Elige will hold on to his AK in the apartments there. It's going to be him taking down Zipex, but not a huge deal. Astralis going to get a nice injection of cash at this point with the bomb going off. It will be $3,500 per player. They're averaging about 2K right now with Glaive on 5, so they're going to buy themselves a lot more time here if they do lose a round. And Glaive does spam down one more. That's going to be Twist. Didn't realize he was exposed, and can they find any more? It's currently 2 players surviving for Liquid here as the bomb goes off.
4 rounds, 1 for Liquid, and then immediately back in Astralis' favor means trouble for money. That's why they had to save early, and Naf's in a position to buy. Guns are on the ground, don't be misled. So they'll be able to pick those up and distribute the wealth. So we get back into it. AWP even for Naf, so that comes out to try and shut them down aggressively. He's got a fast spawn over toward B. We've seen how concise he's been on the weapon throughout this entire week, let alone this game already.
Yeah.
Tom's going both directions.
Problem is now you can see Liquid are very static towards B. They're not challenging this B position whatsoever. That means Astralis can hold on to the majority of the grenades. As they Molotov in, that would push the NAF back. Nothing can be done here. They've had to use 1 Molotov to get full B control at this point. That makes the execution potential absolutely deadly. Luckily, I guess, the bomb's all the way down in T steps, so they'll wait, they'll go pick that up. I think Dupree's gonna gather it.
Naf's gonna repeat this, and he's gonna, oh!
What?
Should have got one, maybe even a second. Both miss. We talked about his impact on the weapon. Naf going down. Nitro really wants the ult back, but can't get it. In fact, I think the nade even took it out of contention, out of place, and he couldn't even pick it up. He's holding on the MP9. So not only did they get it with just 1 Molotov, they get some luck on their side, and they can hold it sustainably with the most threatening weapon gone already.
There it is, the 5-on-4 advantage, and Astralis are a keen team to convert these sort of rounds. There's only 1 player towards the arch, but he's rising up to the occasion. You can see he gets the nice headshot there. Can Twist get anything with the CZ? Apparently not. More pressure applied to Elige. He needs to find at least 2 kills in this situation. His teammate helps him out. It is now the 3 versus 2. CT's on the other side of the map with half HP, less than that in fact. And they have to hold on once again to an M4 and an MP9. They might be able to upgrade that SMG, and indeed they will, but Astralis, once again, just so clinical with their approach. The fact that Naf, you're right, you spotted it. It looked like he was ready to even pre-end the position at half wall. He gets his spot on, but somehow shoots beneath the wickets and gets nothing for it. The second, you'd expect at least 1 kill, but left Nitro with just an MP9 hiding behind smoke, had to call for a rotation, and then Elige, he gets 1 kill, but that was it. And it will be another round for Astralis. They continue to look unstoppable here on Inferno. That's now going to be the reset previously and 2 weapons saved here. It's an AWP for Nitro at this point, but in terms of cash, they're getting $1,900 per player, but they have got the AK and the AWP. Is that going to be enough to persuade them to buy up in the next round and take a huge gamble here? It worked out before and they flashed over middle. It's going to be Nitro that holds onto the weapon. He's got 3 kills to his name. Hasn't been lights hit the scoreboard like we would expect. Maybe a tactical timeout required here. Indeed, it will come through. This time called by Liquid as they deliberate over their options. They've got $2,000 per player. They could drop a couple of SMGs, have 1 player on a CZ, and have some utility as well. It would be enough for a decent round with the AWP and AK there. But it opens the floodgates. If you lose this round, you might not pick up another going forward. This is why Zeus has to get stuck in at this point and work out what's going to be the best option. I would say CZs with what they have right now, just to make sure the money's okay. There's a few upgraded pistols here and there. They've got some kits that purchased, tactics to get the smoke. Will they invest any more? I'm not sure. Looks like they're going to keep things very modest indeed. Just a P250 purchased around it.
"15 kills for Elige, but no one else really on that level, at least yet, for Team Liquid. The rest of the frags fairly evenly distributed between the other 9 players. Taco, he goes out toward mid, wants to get flashed around the corner. Twist will be the one to do it. Again, though, Device putting pressure on Banana. It's been gifted to him so easily. They're going to try something a little bit different. Off-angle aim and a boost that Device somehow spots and tags Nitro down to just 13 HP.
They fumbled the jump twice. They could have been there a little bit sooner, potentially got Device, but all for naught now, whereas Nitro's down to 13 HP, Elige at 0. They'll be the first player to go down here. Remember, this wasn't the force buy, just a couple of P250s around these safe weapons. If the round goes against them, they're just going to try and save the weaponry once again. We'll see if that can be done, as Astralis are being very careful. They don't want to commit, they don't want to take any chances. They want to make sure they have all 5 players to maximize their chances of winning the round.
Glaive back out toward mid. They'll anchor the banana position. Device is unaware of the fact that it's actually completely wide open based on a single smoke. This could be one of the few mistakes we see from Astralis to commit to exactly the position that Liquid wants them to. Taco forced out inside of the flames. He'll still find one, but he's tagged up. 1 bullet was all it takes based on the damage received from the nade.
Well, there it is. That's what you call a trade. That's exactly what they need at this point. They've got the advantage already. As long as they keep trading out like that, they're going to win the round. Those are the facts.
But they're still going over toward this stacked up position, which makes trades a little more difficult. Nitro was spotted. Device is going to realize now, though, that B's wide open, so there's no guarantee that Magisk even heads this direction. Aside from the fact that time's not really all that strong, Naf gets 1. Zipix to hold it off. 7-5 in favor of Astralis.
A little bit scary with the prospect of 3 players waiting for them on the A side. But Glaive, good job. Nice movement, gets in the pit, spots a player in Graveyard. Shuts down any threat potential there. Naf gets 1 kill, but that is it. They save nothing. As we get into round 13, Lost Bonus getting himself to 3rd stage here. Still a rough buy for Liquid. 2 for Masses, and no AWP, not a single kit or helmet. Luckily, it's only AKs being brought into this round, so that shouldn't be a massive talking point here. They're trying to focus on the utility. It's such an important factor here on Inferno. Naf trying to show a little bit more towards being the star here. They've been giving this position up essentially for free every single round. As Elige will flash over, he's up to Nitro. Can he get anything more than 1? He has to fall back, not feeling comfortable in that exposed position, but still 2 players on this side of the map for the CTs.
Finally, something going the way of Liquid, and even then it's a trade.
Yeah, and it's the same point we made before, especially in these lower buys when they don't have a kit. This favors Astralis immensely.
Good hold from Taco to win out on the arch. That should influence some aggression toward Twist, and he's certainly ready for it. Playing a castle. Ooh, dinked up though. Through the wall, 6. Oh, that's very smart from him. He puts out the smoke ahead of time, knowing that the Molotov would take him down and keeps him alive a little bit longer, allows Elige to also find a frag. And Twist still inside of the pit. Needs to be careful, but unfortunately, Elige is caught out being a little bit too aggressive. That puts further pressure on the fact that he survives in the red. Still inside of the site as well. Nitro does not have the information or confidence perhaps to push down Banana. Now that he peeks it, he should surely be on the horse and quick to rotate, but still a little bit concerned because no one else has shown anything toward the A side. If there's enough time, but Astralis could absolutely consider this and absolutely rotate back in that direction. So he'll play stairs and wait for further movement, which he gets now. Edge of the smoke, Zipix, Taco down. Huge problems for Twist, 6 HP. Needs to be absolutely perfect.
Oh, what?
He's whiffed the shot, but Nitro's on the flank. Bomb drop, still a chance for him to pull it back. Pre-fire, but Zipix again, every single time.
4 versus 2, no problem whatsoever it seems. It looks so good there. Twist avoiding all of the grenades, somehow staying alive by the skin of his teeth there. He gets out of the pit. He has the shot towards quad, but he can't connect the bullets of the FAMAS if he had the M4 there. No problem whatsoever. Astralis will win out the half now with 8 rounds on the board. But this play from Zipix, he does do it again. How many clutches is he going to get in this grand final? It's absolutely mind-blowing at this point. We'll take CZ and an aggressive push towards B, but Magis is ready for it. It's going to be another advantage for Astralis here, and a fantastic grenade thrown. Doesn't quite connect. There's another 2 players there at the top, and they will be the only 2 remaining at this stage.
And another round in which he clutches that breaks the economy, and arguably the half for Liquid. They were so close to winning that. Twice, in fact. I mean, the miss from Twist, but then Nitro not able to find the shot onto Zipix. And just like that, Astralis start to walk. It's similar situations to Mirage, to Train, excuse me, in favor of Liquid. So it's gone a bit of both ways in this series. But man, oh man, what an impact one man Zipix is having. His Twist can't do anything with the Deagle this time. 9-5 T-side. Now this isn't the worst situation when you look at the statistics. Remember at the major?
Yes.
It was the T-side that Astralis had that incredible comeback from a 12-3 first half. So they know the CT side can be weak. If Liquid can bring their game and stay focused, we're deep into the third map. They can absolutely pull it back.
You are very correct there. We'll see what it's found. 15 will be enough. The double orb set at the first time we've seen it on this CT half of Liquid. It'll be Nitro and Taco this time. We haven't seen one orb purchase for Device here. Just to note, a sign of the times, but that's more than fine on Inferno. We don't have to read into that too much here as they go for the push down middle. Flashbang over towards T-Steps. Can Twist make this work? He's got Blade to deal with here. He gets the first kill. There's others available to him. Just want to get out of here or probe a little bit further.
Shot from Device. Catches out Twist. Lurking through mid. Brings it back and levels it out. Taco getting aggressive on the AWP. And just like that, from being a man up, they get caught with one man in enemy lines and then try to compensate for it, and they lose two. So it's all but over at this point for Liquid, unless they can pull one back from Elige. They know he's in the pit. They know he's rotated in that direction. Og spots one, but the incandescence makes it a little bit difficult to make sure of that. And in the meantime, it's Magisk to open up against Nitro.
That should be it here, unless Nafly can steal the round away. He sets himself up, maybe a little bit too keen to get stuck in there. At least they know there's one player towards the B site, and maybe absolutely no one at this point as dupreeh confirms the round. Naf left in a 3 versus 1, no saving here. It's round 15. He has got a kit, he's got a smoke, but there is almost 0% chance he can do anything with it. dupreeh will confirm that. 10-5 on the T side of Inferno as a death sentence for Liquid, but we know they can be handy as well. It's going to have to start with a pistol victory. They're going to have to wreck the money of Astralis to stand a chance here. Looking so good here for Astralis in the third map. On their pick as well.
Yeah, as we say, we're back on serve at this point in time for Astralis to take a 2-1 lead after both of their maps, despite that they didn't win in their first one. Solid start from Liquid. They just couldn't control it. They couldn't keep it together. And again, as soon as the money looked like it was back in their favor, shows up Zipnix, just changed the picture once more.
If you think about it though, Matt, they got 5 rounds, sure. They lost their pistol. It was our second round force fight that got them in the game. Then they managed to push off the Astralis force fight, which is no easy task by any stretch. But in real gun rounds, when it came down to it, I think they got 2 in total. 1 towards the tail end of the half, but it was 10 on the board on the T side. We'll have a look at the frag rating. You see it's equally distributed on the Astralis side. We've got Nitro absent on his CT approach. That's a problem. He is the AWP in Inferno. We didn't really see him get stuck in. He was getting bullied at the B side, smoked out. They couldn't really find really positive aggression towards B at all. It seemed like Astralis had a free run at that side of the map to get up and execute. Great clutches coming in. You have to say Zipex has delivered on that front in buckets and spades here on home soil. It's actually fantastic to watch and hear the crowd erupt every single time he gets it. And we'll get into it. Team Liquid will head towards B. No HEs to push the CTs back at the start, and they'll take advantage of that and try and bait into Device.
Device doesn't get that happening that easily, though. Is Twist able to collect? Not only that, he's going to advance very quickly on toward B. Glaive's still at new box, however. We saw his contributions in the second pistol on Mirage, but Twist's again the one to step up, goes more and deeper behind enemy lines, gets the assist this time as Zipix goes down. Nitro trying to sneak in behind, will capitalize and punish. dupreeh actually falls to Nitro, but nonetheless, they can rotate in, and Magisk, 1-on-3. No kit, bomb to be planted. Coffin's peek, pre-fire from Taco even confirms that Magisk is there, baits a shot from him. See what he can accomplish in this, making it difficult. Smoke down, he's actually already inside of it, but Taco holds on, and it's gonna be Liquid again with the pistol. So 6-10, 4-2 in pistols, and they really need to start running at this point. We know as well, again, that Astralis has struggled on the CT side in the past. The one thing they are good at is utility deployment in Banana and making sure that they can slow that portion of the map down.
Now, do Astralis want to go with the same approach Liquid showed us in the second round? That's where they were successful. They forced ball, remember. Inferno lends itself to that sort of play style, and indeed they will. It's going to be CZ, a dupreeh shotgun instead of like an SMG or anything like that. He goes with a shotgun, which is interesting. We'll see if that works out. Definitely viable on Inferno. the 4 CZ and the smokes. That's the main thing. They can treat this like a gun round now, run the clock down as much as possible. Zipex trying to get intel. He gets it, but more than he bargained for as he takes a few bullets as well. Elige might catch him here. It's going to be Glaze, take a little bit more damage, but they offer some back in return. Nitro down to 34 as another CT swings over towards the B side of the map. That's going to be Magisk at this point.
Twist's already up inside a boiler with Taco down the hall. Dupree and Device both in rotation. If Device actually steps out behind the box, oh, Taco didn't quite have the angle on it. I was going to say he had a chance to capitalize on it. Cheeky wall bang for Taco, expecting someone to be up close. Shotgun, the only weapon, is primed and ready for that tight entry position. Something suggests to me they're going to head that direction as well. Maybe it's the 3 players in the hall with the bomb. Could be my first clue.
This is exactly what Astralis wanted, the clock to be ran down. They have one more smoke remaining, the shotgun to be tested here. Dupree still waiting as his teammates find the first 2 kills.
They've got the first 2 convincingly without the shotgun being revealed. Headshot out from his teammate, Elige. He did damage on the Twist, but he still manages to wrap around. Zipex will capitalize on it. It's down to a one-on-one with this man yet again. 28 HP armor and a CZ. Naf commits to the plant. Advantage, you should say, would be in his favor given the HP, and Naf finally gets one back in a clutch for Liquid. Surviving just barely against the force buy and make it 10-7.
Well, still a 1 versus 1 against Zipex, regardless of his HP of the weapon, is always a scary prospect. But Nafly knew he had a huge advantage there, manages to peek, hit the shot, and that was the force buy. Remember, Astralis should be full eco, so it should be going 10-8. Liquid don't really have to do much of this round. The Mac 10s are coming out. Nafly's happy to stay on the USP, in fact. So he'll be having the same weapon as the majority of the CTs. The problem is he's got armor, which makes his a lot more effective than theirs. So is there any particular stack coming through? Nothing really invested here by the Danes. Elige just gets straight up there in the thick of it. Throws a Molotov towards the CT spawn area, and now just confirms he's got B control. There doesn't look to be a stack at that point, so he might call for his teammates to rotate over.
Wait and switch position. Pillar and Fountain. Trying to use that for coverage, and it's worked. Elige hasn't spotted it. He's almost overcommitted, but manages to recover just barely. It's down to 5 HP on a headshot from range. Dupree, knowing that is the truth, tries to fire in and get the last remaining bullet that would take the kill. Bomb going down as we speak. It's Liquid that's in the hot seat yet again to bring this back to a 2-round game, and then guns will be brought out for Astralis. Dupree's being clever here, but Nitro, aware of the possibility, will make no mistake in checking it. The SMG's farming up the cash. Elige with 2, Nitro with 1. Device on a pistol will at least pull one back, but again, we get into a bonus situation, and Liquid can play it because of the SMGs, and even if they lose some, it's not the end of the world, but Magisk with 3! There's suddenly a possibility. Bomb's on its own. There's no kit, however, so it should be enough. Twist was already gone. He'd already left the site. If they had a kit, that would have been a massive problem.
That's so scary, isn't it? Luckily, it was at the tail end of the bomb plant itself, but Magisk makes it a very expensive round and swells his own bank account at this point.
It is an expensive round, but again, it's the SMGs that went down, and they each found kills.
That's
so
true.
They'll be able to go on to the rifles either way. They lose the option to go for the bonus round, but it's not like it's going to hurt them because now they bring rifles versus rifles.
Sure, they did good points, and you can see just Magisk just getting those 3 kills. He just gets in your head a little bit. The fact he manages to find that aim in such a crisp manner as well. 3 kills come in, and here we go. The first real gun round here. Device is feeling it. He goes back to the AWP, and he finds that world-class form we know is possible on Inferno. He heads towards quad, a usual position for him. Magisk backing him up on towards the arch side, rotates towards the bomb site here, but the B controls the main focus once again from Liquid. Zipex trying to deliver a deadly nade. We know they're so strong at these. The flashbang follows up as well. They're trying to get themselves in the classic setup of 1 towards the sandbag, 1 in the corner as well. Good incendiary just to allow that to happen. And for now, Astralis have the control. Smoke down buys them another 15 seconds or so just to toy with Liquid a little bit more, and they'll boost up above it and see if there's anyone in the corner.
With the spray just to see if anyone was free. Addressing the situation. Rouge that wants to now sneak the other side with the Krieg against Device on the op. He's going to change his angle, realizes that it's very likely to head toward the boiler doorway, and they do bait out a shot. Not only that, they take down Dupree, so that gives them the position and forces the op into hiding. A little bit more to work with on the wall. Down from a Jisk, but it's fine if they want to try and jump past that. This is Taco's traditional entry. He knows that. He's positioned for it, but he actually commits, interestingly, toward the boiler shot when he could have easily allowed Taco to walk onto him should he have known exactly what his plan was. It still works out. Device, Xyp each finding kills, and Device relocating to find Taco above the smoke. Ooh, big tag, but it doesn't matter. Xyp slides in and Astralis find number 11. Sonic is very delighted.
First gun round and the first round on the board in the second half for Astralis. That takes us to 11-8. Looks like Device has found its confidence. There's some nice shots there. Close range of the AWP. Absolutely had to connect. And with the expensive round we talked about before, this is going to be a difficult round now for Liquid. They are going to buy up into it, the looks of things. I can see a P90 in the hands of Nitro. Don't see that every day. Or every tournament, to be fair. That's a rare purchase. And whether it'll be effective here is yet to be seen. Maybe they want to go for a fast banana push or just go for a smoke. And they have asked for a replay here. So, and that's fine. We'll just restart the rounds. P90, not really a viable weapon in today's game. Xyp and Device showing us how they can work in tandem. An extremely effective manner. Round 20 coming through. We are back into it, and it's averaging about 2K per play on Liquid. There's one with a little bit more. That's Twist. He invested with an AK armor and all utility, so he spent everything. Do his teammates join him, or does he want to leave this as more of a tactical purchase to see what damage can be done? It looks like it's the force buy here. Liquid are going all in on round 20. They're going to bring Tech9, CZ, a few smokes, but Twist, who has looked deadly with rifles this tournament, trying to open things up.
All toward the apartments. Now your argument starts to be effective in terms of a costly round where they lose the SMGs. They could buy the rifles, but the rifles didn't yield the results and they're broken down immediately. WP again for Device. So he's starting to feel his confidence on it, and he does manage to get Taco. That's an important trade because otherwise he was going to be able to push into the round. Device. Still looking for more as well toward the pit position. Dupree in the corner, has to be able to run, and he is. Nitro jumping by, but it's him with one further kill, and Glaive to follow it up. Bomb plant Twist, that's all he's hoping for at this point. Now he's the one with the AK. He's got 100 HP, it's certainly a doable situation for him. Smoke down, he can actually transition. This is smart. Glaive needs to be aware of this. So too does Twist that he's gone this deep. They're going to expect that this is pit. Should be a first kill easily for Twist, but now he's got to be cognizant of the fact that Xyp has the angle. Repeats it, and finally Twist shuts Xyp down. Finally a clutch that goes the way of Liquid.
Excellent work. That's what we expect from that AK. Remember, 4 pistols, 1 rifle. It comes down to 2 versus 1, and he delivers on all fronts there. That's why he buys it. That's why it's a thing. As you might not necessarily win the round, but he's going to find some kills. It comes down to a winnable situation. He rotates towards that graveyard. They don't expect it. And with the smoke down, he knows what Glaive like. He knows he likes to sneak through and try and get an advantageous position. Rails them both with headshots there, and actually answers back in an emphatic style as Astralis have been broken at this point. This might tie us up. We're 11-9 right now, but there could be a couple of ecos going forward, and Dupree knows. You can see that reaction says it all. He knows what that meant to lose the round.
What a game, though. I mean, think about the fact that every single clutch has had so much economic impact, and now it's finally Liquid to get one back in their favor. Just 2 rounds down T side, and you're absolutely right. The break is there. I think if you're Astralis with a 2-round buffer, CT side, you know how hard it is to chase the economy?
Yes.
Swallow it here. Just suffer the eco and keep the money high, because then you can potentially get double ups in the next round.
Oh, I see.
Oh my goodness.
Is that all they're buying? I think that's it. It's a weird one. You don't normally see this on the CT side, where the money is so important. You've just actually stifled Xyp down to 500. Device gone Deagle Armor down to 850. So if they lose this, they won't be buying regardless next round.
It's an interesting, obviously the mentality is to break Liquid in return and try and open the game up completely, but it's such a difficult call. Cheeky little smoke at Sandbags. Glaive wanted someone desperately to walk into that and take advantage with this only rifle. He's already forced back considerably. 3 players in B as well to work off that M4. He then force himself into a repeat position. Smoke down yet again. Does find Nitro. Overstep. Now they know there's one M4 there, and Glaive, he's made it work. He's found yet another and looks for a third, but now finally gets the silencer as he pulls it back. By silencer, I mean most of the crowd, because suddenly Liquid find themselves in the round at 11-9 and potentially more.
It was looking so exciting for a moment there for Astralis fans. Glaive gets 2, but it's the SMGs at close range and managed to pull things back. No chance of Astralis pulling this round now, as they've only got 2 Deagles. No chance of getting anywhere near that bomb. So it's up to Liquid now to try and keep 3 players alive. Whether that can be done is yet to be seen. And as we mentioned, Astralis with $1,900 coming in next round really can't do anything with it. They'll have to take pretty much a full eco. Glaive will have just over 4 grand, so he'll be able to maybe drop a couple of Deagles or PD50, something like that. But overall, Liquid 11 to 10 should be 11-11 after the next round, and we know they're good on the T side. They're currently up 5 to 1 with this round included. But Mages is doing it again. He gets 2, not the 3rd, but once more, it's an expensive, costly situation for Astralis as they manage to, well, for Liquid as they pull out the B side.
This one matters way more as well because they're barely in a position to buy as it is, and they can still be broken. Fortunately for them, perhaps Astralis did commit to the buy last round and won't be able to do much of it, but finding kills more effectively than when this series started. 17 leads the way for Device and Glaive. Excuse me, Magisk on 18. Zipix also at 17, very even distribution, but it's nice to see Device among the leaders after such a slow start. Nitro is the one tailing behind on Liquid's side. 21 for Elige leads the way. Glaive with a push. He's trying everything, isn't he?
He's got to give it a go, and he gets the dink. He knows he has to follow this one up, but Taco preempts it, spraying the corner. Only way he could survive that one. Glaive embraces it, goes down, and his dink means almost nothing now. That was the only chance they really had to have something to say in this round. There is a nice stack, though. You don't see that boost towards Emo too often. Let's see if it works out. I assume it's the Deagle that's on top of Magisk.
Dupree staring at the wall.
It's actually Device about a P250.
And Device with a P250 and a headshot as well. That now cues in Dupree. Unfortunately, he was tagged up on the way by, so couldn't do much with the sweep. Cover off Device. They'll burn Zipix. Low HP. Fair enough on Elige and Taco, but Magisk this time far away. Let's see if he can do it again, Henry. Let's see if he can answer the call with a pistol. Not to win the round, but to certainly hinder the economy.
Yeah, he's done a great job of that so far, but he's nowhere near Banana right now, holding towards second middle. I can see the guys saying they didn't expect that spot at all towards the boost and Emo. They're complementing the shot and the position itself. So it's quite cool to see it working out. Like I said, I thought the Deagle would be up there. You wouldn't expect the P250 to do much damage, but Device makes it work. We've been following his performance so far. He's actually 18 kills and 15 deaths right now, looking like himself and just in time as well. As we get into round number 23, as expected, Liquid do tie things up at 11-11.
Yep.
6-1 in their favor on the T side.
11-11, and we talked about it. The CT side from Astralis has been very problematic in the past. Of the 7 rounds, they've gotten 1 so far. That's pretty fortunate that he actually got a headshot from that, because he had to at that point.
He knew he was done for. That's the only way he gets out of that. And it works out for him, and in fact, it was a close round towards the end. Maybe it's worth its weight in gold. Device back on the AWP here. Not aggressive, not as dynamic as we'd expect. And look at the HE damage, but Glaive still gets one through the smoke. They're answering back here. They get the opening kill. They take Taco down to 51. Sure, they take a lot of damage at the start, but they have complete control now.
Absolutely. Second nade does take out Taco, and Device was already comfortable, opened up toward mid. Thankfully for his sake, he backs off with great timing, because that's exactly when Twist wanted to strike. Smoke down as well. Device won't be able to see this in return, but with that timer gone, couldn't quite hit the shot as they emerge from Boiler. Additional smoke deployed. Molotov to go on top of it. Device in the corner with the op. It's Magisk at pit that we have to worry for. We know how efficient he is. Not only that, he's got Dupree to be baited. Liquid's pretty much walking into a trap at this point. Magisk is just going to find a gap from the Vespa beside the hay bales. Tags already onto Nitro, but Nav swings out. It's not done yet. Again, they don't know that Dupree's here. He can time this to perfection. Device, great shot on the way by, and Dupree does step up in time.
It's an absolutely textbook Astralis round there. Challenging for the B control, that's to be expected, but you didn't think they'd take, what, 120 damage at the start of the round? It doesn't dissuade them, though. They keep pushing on. They do massive damage. Glaive gets a kill for the smoke. They follow it up with 2 kills, or 2 grenades to find a kill towards Logs as well, funneling Liquid up towards that A site. And Mages, you mentioned it, one of the best bit players on Inferno, as he manages to hold strong and win the round for Astralis. 6-2 now. They'll take back the lead at 12-11. And a tactical timeout for Liquid as the second half gets a little bit questionable now. The money starting to be worn down. Twist with just 1,400. They are going to buy into him. I think he'll be on maybe P250 or something. He hasn't really got a lot available to him. It is going to be armor P250. And here was the initial exchange of grenades and towards the logs. Taco didn't stand a chance.
All important rounds for Astralis because now they have a chance to take the game back. Not only take the game back, but take the series to 2-1 in their favor. And a chance to wrap it up on Dust 2, which is the unknown entity in this whole series.
Yes.
That's the one map we don't really know who the favorite is.
And that's why it's quite good that Liquid picked up that first map. We're going to see Dust soon now. It's so cool, that prospect I'm very excited for. But here we go again. Glaive even more aggressive than previous. He gets right down to the bottom, the incendiary and smoke combo just to stop any T's thinking about pushing through. And they are hamstrung here for the first time in the second half. They're going to have a UMP, a P250, 3 rifles, a little bit of utility, a Magisk. If he throws a grenade now, that's going to do a ton of damage. It might even be better at this point. Doesn't go quite deep enough. And that's the cue for Liquid to go. They know they've got to group up, stay together, and trade out kills, but no one there to follow it up. Magisk gets one for free.
Nice cop nade damage as Zipix goes down, though. That opens to the side, but they don't get Arch. And that's where Magisk holds off. He now has the bomb. It's held off. He can smoke it. He can control the situation. And as we said, this is a massive round money-wise for Team Liquid, who now find themselves on the back of Nitro. He has all that they have left in it with 55 seconds, and look how surrounded he is. If he goes back down to mid-wall, he's covered off by the position right now of Dupree. He walks forward, he's got Arch and Library to contend with, as well as Device waiting for him to wrap around. In fact, they're going to adjust this just to make sure he hasn't slipped away. Same position that Glaive finds himself in is where Magisk stole the round in Storm. And he's going to try to take it with the with the AK. Against Glaive, he holds Tartu true. It's 13-11, and Astralis in the driving seat.
Oh, absolutely, man. They're in pole position as well. Not only have they got 13-11, they're actually going to break the money there of Team Liquid, who looked so good in this second half. But now it's all falling apart. Astralis are considered the kings of Inferno, and you can see why the banana approach is so interesting. The fact they can change things up. They've got such a deep playbook, as Sonic referenced in the pre-interview, as we'll see Astralis continue on now. 14-11 looking incredibly likely. P250s only, no armor, just one flash. Where do they go with this? Presuming that apartments, try and flash out, see what can be done. But it's almost an absolute gimme for Astralis at this point. Now from a Glock, and same story for Nitro, as we have 3 AK-47s for Astralis now, and they've almost got this one guaranteed with 5 players surviving.
Device tries to fire after the flash. Such luck in hitting the shot, and now it's the pistols to try and overrun him. But good timing on the counter smoke, and look at Zipix go through the smoke. He finds his fourth, he gets an ace, Twist goes down. It's another anti-eco ace, and it's Astralis on 14-11.
Another race for Astralis, again against the Eco, but it does raise morale, get everyone hyped up. I see Zipix doing a great job here. His Device actually laid one of the players as well, so Zipix to spray wildly. Did he even see any of these players as he sprays through the smoke? Great work. And it will be another buy here for Liquid, but it's absolute entry level at this point. They get 5 rifles, sure, but only 2 Molotovs, a few smokes, and a couple of flashbangs. Not fully equipped by any stretch. And Device, he'll be towards top of middle as the battle continues towards the bottom of B here. It's actually going to be Glaive doing a ton of damage towards Unleash. Can he get out of there? Yes, he can. No problem at all as they continue to apply pressure with grenades as well. Great teamwork.
They're so good with grenades on this map. And Unleash, fantastic shot, however, and that is Device down. Glaive every single time. There's a chance in Banana. He's going to take it. He's a hungry man. He'll take a swallow. It's going to be Unleash to at least pull that back as well into a 3-on-3, but he's down to 22, and Zipix is not done with that position.
Well, that means Zipix can actually hold that by himself now, allowing 2 players to stay on the A bomb site. They know they're coming towards A at this point. Zipix is actually probing down towards the bottom of Banana. It's Dupree. If he gets 1 kill, that should secure it. What a kill it is as well. Great headshot, repositions towards Library.
And he allowed Twist to get by at Arch. Now the question is who benefits from this more? Magisk is aware that it's a possibility. I'm not sure that Twist is, so Dupree could slide back out and do exactly that. Catch him off as he's running toward the pit. Map point Astralis.
They gave it everything they got. Liquid brought up with the rifles, but just didn't have enough to challenge towards that B position. Glaive just barreling down every single round with the utility, burning them to a crisp and bludgeoning them to death as well with the bullets. It has to be the force fire at this point. Team Liquid with just pistols, a rifle, and 1 UMP. It's up to Elige to find the opener. It was looking so good in the second half, but there it is, an opening pick. Brings it into the 5-on-4. Can they recover that rifle? Magis is trying to nade it away from them. Will he successfully do it? They've recovered the gun. They haven't quite yet. It's still there on the corner though, grabbed. Now they have got it.
Smoke as well means Glaive won't be able to see that or detect the possibility. He's aware of it as they spray in. They want to push him. They want to get this right. He's tagged but not taken down, and he eventually gives up the position, backs away, knowing that the angle's taking that direction though. A perfect time for Dupree to make his arrival. Despite the Liquid in the past giving Astralis a run while they're on the T side, it's not looking likely this time around. It's 3 kills for Dupree, it's 2 to Fines, and only 38 HP between the 2 remaining players on Liquid. It looks like it's gonna go 2-1 for Astralis in the best of 5.
I think you might be right there. Nitro and Naf, 20 HP between, and the crowd seem to know it as well. They'll make their way towards B. Zipex in position, sure, he's alone, but that's the way he likes it. He'll be waiting to close things out here. 2 more kills will do it. He'll peek off the smoke, take the bomb down, and that should be it. Nafly with just a pistol as he waits for this one to pan out, and it will be Glaive to get it. Another great performance there from Astralis. It was a slow burner for them. We didn't see Device set up in the first 2 maps, but my God, he delivered in the third, posting 19 frags, but it's Glaive and Zipex once again, continuing with that amazing form. Glaive with 22 frags, Zipex 24. The clutches keep on being delivered here. And a bumpy start to the second half, Matt, but these guys are absolute professionals. They stabilize and close out the game.
Yeah, 5 in a row to close it out. They break down Liquid's economy, and now they break down the series and have the lead 2-1. Elige had 26 to lead all fraggers, but everyone on Astralis had impact. You mentioned it. Device was back in and back involved. It was a decent effort, but you got to give credit. Again, you go to those kills from Magis. 2 rounds, he gets pistol kills on exits. That really hindered Liquid's chances of trying to close.
Every kill in Counter-Strike is significant, even on the exits. Even if it looks like it's nothing, it will have a knock-on effect in the future. Matthew, it's Dust 2 coming up next. This one's just heating up. Can Astralis close it out on one of the most exciting games to watch? We will see after this break, and we'll catch up with the analyst desk.
It's really hard to choose like a soulmate from CS player out of like everyone right now. To be honest, I really like how Automatic talks. He's really calm. He's like a chill person, but you know, I don't know him in real life, but he looks like a cool person from the outside.
Actually, I wanted to say Automatic as well, but I didn't because, you know, Cloud9 most for is standing in a situation, so I didn't want to say anyone from Cloud9.
My CSGO pro soulmate is probably Rain. It's like a friend, I guess. We played together a couple of years and I had a good time with him, so probably him, yeah.
I would say Electronic as a player. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Casper here. My guy.
Pick Brax just because he seems really easygoing. He's super nice. Everyone that I've talked to that has known him never have any problems with him. He's just a good kid trying to play CS, and he's always having a good time and never really any problems. So.
Soulmate, are you kidding me? What is this? Taco, you answer this. There's gotta be someone you love. Oh, Cold Zero, there you go. You literally have a romance with him. Taco Cold forever.
No, I will go with Zeus, because you can't explain it.
Yeah, I will go with Get Right, because I love his mentality. I love the guy, and he's a great person.
Choose God B, because it's beautiful. I'm not gonna choose you, but
Hearts are breaking.
Soulmate, my soulmate. I like you.
You know what a soulmate?
I know it, but like...
So you should answer instantly.